Hi, Rebels! I'm Chelsea, and today we're talking to Chef, James Beard Award semifinalist, and former Olympian Dawn Burrell. Dawn first made her mark as a world-class long jumper, even competing at the Sydney Olympics. But after retiring from sports, she discovered her passion for food. Dawn trained in some of the best kitchens in Houston and went on to compete on Top Chef. Today, Dawn is known for creating dishes that bring together flavors from around the world with her southern roots. Hi, Dawn. It's so great to meet you. Would you please begin by introducing yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name is Dawn Burrell. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I live in Houston, Texas, and I'm a chef.
Growing up, did your family like to cook? What was your favorite food to eat?
I'm going to give you three. My number one was a grilled cheese and tomato soup. That was just heaven for me. So that was my number one. My very close number two was a cheesesteak. Everyone else calls it a Philly cheesesteak, but when you're from there, that's not what it's called. Fried onions, salt, pepper, ketchup, mayonnaise. That was my way to get the sandwich. It was just something that was just soul soothing as a kid. And also a very big treat. Yeah, it was a big treat. My third favorite thing is shrimp fried rice.
Ooh, that all sounds so good. I know it sounds simple, but my personal favorite food growing up was French fries. In addition to being a chef, you're also a track star. When did you first fall in love with running?
I fell in love with all things athletic when I was very young. I started participating in organized sports, I believe when I was in 7th or 8th grade. And I ran track for my junior high school for the first and second year. And then I took a break and picked it up my sophomore year in high school. And I didn't stop competing until 2008.
You went to the Olympics in 2000 for track and field. Tell us about participating in the Olympics. What was it like competing at such a high level?
It was everything I worked for, and I loved it when I did it. But it's also very stressful. So you have to make sure that you are mentally and physically prepared for what it is that you're trying to do. My Olympic experience did not go my way. I was ranked number 4 that year. I was really, really excited to be there. Very nervous. It was my first Olympic Games, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to. And I was devastated for like a week and a half. And the very next competition after the Olympic Games, I won and I beat the Olympic champion. And so the challenge is the weight and the pressure is very high to compete at a top level, no matter where you are. Like, and the difference between number 1, number 2, number 3 is just mindset.
Thank you for sharing how important it is to be in the right mindset. You had to travel to Australia to compete in the Olympics. And you talk about how traveling around the world has been a big part of your interest in food. What meals did you have on your travels that inspired you to cook?
I just remember food experiences through a cultural lens. I learned the most about food when going out with our hosts or visiting the host family. My palate was very young when I was competing. I was intrigued by food but didn't know a whole lot about food. When I would go back and with a more mature lens, I would try more and more food and delve more deeply into the rich culture that the places provided.
When did you know you wanted to turn your love for cooking into a career?
Life challenges made me transition from sport to cooking, just simply because I could not recover from my injury. I tore my ACL in 2001, and only to be hurt every year between 2001 and 2008. I gave myself a deadline. I agreed that in 2008, I was not going to try to compete anymore, and I needed to find something else that I love to do. I decided it was food. I wanted to learn more about food. I wanted to cook for a living. I wanted to bring people together. I want to make people feel the feelings that I had when I eat food. And so that's why I started cooking.
Turning such a tough setback into a passion for cooking is really inspiring. Can you tell us about the Food Apartheid Dinner Series? Why is having access to healthy food so important?
That dinner series was important because it is a cause that I am very much into, and not just into, I'm a product of. to be honest. Was born in the projects, and my mother received public resources, and we thrived, and so that's what I want to combat. Like, I want people to understand where food comes from, because now more than ever, people are not familiar with whole foods. The best thing to do is just to begin back from the beginning and start understanding what the food looks like coming from the ground.
It's amazing how you're using your own experience to make real change. What can kids do today to help people in the community who might be experiencing food insecurity?
Learn how to grow food. Nurture your interest in food. Ask questions about where food comes from. And maybe it could be you that changes the community. Children are the future. Y'all are the future. Put your hands in some dirt, grow some food, and pass it out to your neighbors.
And what kind of steps or advice would you give to a kid who wants to be a professional chef, or maybe even win at the Olympics one day?
You have to keep going when it gets tough, and don't stop. Dust it off. Whatever it is, dust that experience off and just keep going. Keep pursuing your goals. Just keep going. That is the best advice I've ever gotten, and I'm giving it to y'all.
Simple but powerful. Just keep going. And Dawn, what makes you a rebel girl?
If I want it, and if I'm going to go after it, I believe I can do it. It has to be a little spark in you. That little interest that you have is really, really worth putting the work into and cultivating whatever the interest is. You have to believe you can do it, and that's it. And keep going. I want to tell them, keep going, and you will be a rebel girl. You already are a rebel girl.
We're already rebel girls just by going after what we love. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your passion with us today. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I really want to inspire people to eat and more food and cook and then just spark interest about ingredients.
That's an excellent message to get young chefs excited about cooking. Thank you, Dawn. And thank you for watching, Rebels. Catch you next time and stay Rebel.